Okay, so the next problem then, it says the Earth weighs this amount, the Sun weighs approximately this amount. Question is how much more did the Sun weigh than the Earth? So basically take whatever number they give us, I'll call this 6, for now, and I'll call this 2. So 6 times whatever, gives you this 2 number, right? So what are we multiplying the Earth by to get the Sun? So basically all I need to do is take the mass of the Sun and divide it by the mass of the Earth in order to find that multiplication. So let's take the mass of the Sun divided by the mass of the Earth. So in our calculators, that's 1.99 times 10 to the 27. And we're going to divide that by 5.974 times 10 to the 21st. And that'll give us our answer of 333,110. 333,110 I think should work. I don't think we have to have many decimal places here, but it's at least 4 digits. So we could have had, this could have been 00, and it would have still worked because you've got 4 digits here. But the Sun is about 333,000 times more massive than the Earth. Next problem just says that let's let A be this expression, let's let B be this expression. Well, let's just look at the differences between them. It says this one enter in A, because that's A, right? C is just being divided into B only. And the next one, C is being divided into both A and B, so we're going to enter in a B for that one. So for the next one, C is being divided into both, so that'd be B. This one, C is only being divided into B, so that'd be A. And this one, C is only being divided into B, so that's A as well. All right, next problem is really tough. Ignore the answers, I already had those entered in. But to do this, to rationalize this, you're going to have to multiply the top and the bottom by 11x square root of 5 plus 3y square root of 3. Now, you're really multiplying by 1 here, so it doesn't change the quantity at all. It just changes the way it looks. And what you're doing by multiplying by the same thing that's in the bottom but with a plus sign, what you're doing is you're making the difference of 2 squares where the middle terms are going to cancel out. And so you'll only basically have the first thing squared and the second thing squared, which is what we want to get rid of the square root. So let's do that. The top stays the same. So it'd be 11x square root of 5 plus 3y square root of 3. And then the bottom, we're going to FOIL this. So first times first gives us 121x times 5. 11 times 11 is 121. X times x is x squared. And square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 5. And then the middle terms are going to cancel because it's a difference of 2 squares. So we just need to do last times last, which gives you negative 9y squared times 3. So I can simplify this a little bit. 5 times 121 turns into 605. And then 3 times 9 turns into 27. So this would be 27. So we're going to enter that in, and the way to enter that in is 7x, this would be 11x square root 5. So you have to do square root 5 as SQRT, plus this would be 3y square root 3. And in the bottom, this would be 605 x squared, and this would be 27, but you have to do caret 2 for your squares. Okay, next problem, multiply this out. You can use a calculator if you want, just enter it in decimal notation. Should get like 0.00000075. All right, next problem that wants us to solve this for r squared. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3. That gives us 3v equals pi r squared h. Now I'm going to divide both sides by pi and by h to get rid of both these terms, and I'll just have it solved for r squared. So I'm going to enter this in 3v, and you're going to have to enter this in parentheses to make sure that the division happens correctly. Next problem is good practice with fractions. I need to simplify this. I would clear fractions first, so I'd multiply this thing through by 30. And the reason why is because that's the least common denominator that both 5, 3, and 6 go into. So what happens is 5 goes into 36 times, and you end up with 6x. 3 goes into 30 10 times, you end up with 2 times 10, which is 20. And then 6 goes into 35 times, and you end up with 5x. So that's called clearing fractions, by multiplying through by the least common denominator. Anytime you have fractions and an equal sign, this works. So I would then solve, subtract 5x, and move 20 over. X equals negative 20. Next one is interval notation. It says write the interval using inequality symbols. So this is x is less than or equal to 4. And you're going to have to enter in x is less than or equal to 4 like that on your keyboard in order to get this to work. But this is interval notation. It means basically that we're going 4 on down. So if you look at a line graph of this, here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. We're including 4 because this is a closed bracket, and then we're going all the way to the left, all the way down to negative infinity. So it's all these numbers right here, less than or equal to 4. That's what this means. This is interval notation, this is inequality notation, and this is the line graph. So another one of those then, we would go from 1 to 4 in this case, and we'd use closed brackets because we're including both 1 and 4. And that's interval notation. You could say 1 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4 in inequality notation, but this is what they're looking for right here, interval notation. Next question wants you to simplify this so that you just have one function or one expression in the numerator and one in the bottom. All right, so what you do is you multiply the top. This is really x over 1 and 4 over 1. So you have to multiply the top and the bottom of this by x plus 4. And then the same thing with this. Multiply the top and the bottom of that one by x plus 4. And the reason why is because you need a common denominator. If you do that, you end up with x times x plus 4 for the first one, all over x plus 4. And then next one, you end up with 4 times x plus 4, all over x plus 4. And then 1 over x plus 4. Okay, so add those together. Obviously, it's going to be over the common denominator. And then I'm going to distribute this, so it ends up with x squared plus 4x. And then here I've got 4x plus 16 plus 1. I can simplify that as 8x plus 17 all over x plus 4. And then that goes here, you know, x caret 2 plus 8x plus 17 goes here, and the other one is x plus 4, which goes here. Next problem is another interval notation one. This is saying we're going from negative infinity to 1, not including 1, so that'd be a. We're going all the numbers less than 1. This one's from negative infinity to 1, we are including 1, so that'd be b, less than or equal to 1. This one's 1 to infinity, so we want x to be bigger than 1. X is greater than 1, that'd be e. And then 1 to 10, including 10, would be d. And then we're going from 1 to 10, including 1, would be c. Next problem says evaluate. It does say without using a calculator, so I would definitely do that whenever possible because you know, you're going to have to do problems without a calculator potentially at your college placement test or in college. It's good practice. So try to do every problem without a calculator first if you can. All right, so x equals 2. Plug that in, you get 2 cubed times y equals negative 4 all over 2 times z. And then we're going to square that. So that's 8. 2 cubed is 8 times negative 4. So we have 8 times negative 4 all over negative 10. And we want to square that. Well, the double negatives cancel. So I have 8 times 4 divided by 10. That's 32 divided by 10 squared. So let's try to reduce this if we can. 2 goes into the top 16 times, 2 goes into the bottom 5 times. So let's square that. And this gives you 256 over 25 as your answer. You can enter that in as 256 over 25. And if you don't know what 16 squared is, you can just do the multiplication without a calculator, right? 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. And then 1 times 6 is 6, and 1 times 1 is 1. And then when you add those together, you get 256. So you don't necessarily need a calculator for this, hopefully. All right.